What's going on, y'all? So listen, girl. Sorry about the late review. Listen, hopefully this will be up before midnight. If not, you'll get it at midnight, a little bit after. I literally was debating with myself whether or not to put this up, watch it tonight or watch it tomorrow because sinuses have been messing up. If you hear me sniffling, that's because of that. All of this is just irritated. This I've been twitching for the past couple of days, and I just realized that it has not twitched in the last hour. So let me be quiet about that. It's cold as shit outside. It is cold outside. Like, this weather is just getting on my nerves because it was warm a couple of days ago. Today is cold. It literally went from fall slash a little bit of spring to goddamn winter, and then it's supposed to go to summer later on this week. That's why I'm just all messed up. I feel like Wendy lying ass. Like, come on. It's just a lot. It's just a lot. But anyway, we are back for another episode review of the girl. I ain't finna be on here long. We back for another episode of Real Housewives of Potomac. This was kind of like a filler episode, but at the same time, it was a good episode. And at the same time, what's this? This season 10, episode 6, Suns Out, Buns Out. Angel go home, and Jazzy, you weird too, okay? Now, I don't know if it was alcohol induced, but that was a weird exchange that was at that table, okay? I don't know what that was about, but you did a little bit much, but we'll get there in a second, okay? We still up in Nevis, all right? And, we pick up at the little dinner that they had where, you know, everybody went out, and Wendy was at home because Wendy was sick or whatever. And, you know, the whole Jazzy and Kiana situation, they settled that, okay? It is what it is. Kiana, do I feel like you said that Wendy can't be trusted? Absolutely. Absolutely. You're not really lying. But absolutely. You know what I'm saying? And I just wish everybody just own up to their stuff, okay? Then we get back to the house. They do the producer cam, and then this is where it comes out where Stacy said to Ashley and whoever else was in there that, yeah, she and her man was going through it. They were separated, and while they were separated, they both was dating, okay? And one of the people that she actually did go on a date with was Chris Samuels, and that's it. She didn't have sex with him or nothing like that. And my whole thing is, I know they're not about to use this situation as a get you gotcha or something to like be this big scandal with Stacy, because at the end of the day, and anybody that's sitting here like, oh, they spilling Stacy tea and oh, this is nothing. Ashley, you're reaching. Even if I don't even know if Jazelle is a part of this, but Ashley is reaching. Giselle is reaching. Everybody is reaching when it comes to this Stacy situation, because baby, if I want some tea, you gotta have been with somebody that somebody is at that table about to get married to or been married to before. And then I gag and already knew about y'all and she knew about it, then that'd be the thing. But this does not work because, one, she said she didn't know Chris. Then she started getting to know Chris, right? She went on a date with Chris. There's nothing wrong with that. Two, she don't know Monique, so therefore she don't owe her no loyalty. So far that we know of, she don't owe her no loyalty. Three, Chris is single. Stacy was single because eventually she did get a divorce. So technically speaking, she's done nothing wrong. So what is the big point? Oh, just because Monique is the only thing that's just her baby daddy at this point, her ex. So what? She owes that to nobody. And if she was to go with Chris Daniels, and if they were to have did the bump in the sheets, who cares? Who cares? That's nothing. Like, you can't hold it over her head because these are two grown adults that don't know each other, don't know each other's previous mates. And even if they did, they're not friends. They don't owe nobody loyalty. So what is the problem? Stacy, you make it hard on yourself too, because the girls say you a liar, which you are. And I mean, you could have just went on ahead and said that at the table. Yeah, I know Chris. Yeah, we went on a date and what? But see, what I like about Stacy is when the girls be trying to get her, she don't really let it get to them. So when they try to get her, it don't really work or fall the way that they need it to fall. Okay? Because she'll still go along with the shit. But we got that. Next thing you know, it's the next day. Wendy she's a little bit better, but Wendy said she had a sinus infection. And truth be told, I'll give her that because I recently just got over one, and it feel like, I'm not gonna say I got one coming, but no, my sinuses is junked up. And if you had a sinus infection, it feels like the flu too, bitch. And like she said, all of this, girl, it's the worst. It is the worst. But then again, Wendy's a liar too. It is the worst. Girl, it'll take you down for a couple of days. It takes me down. I know the last time that I really had it real bad, because the last time wasn't that bad. It was bad, but the time before that I had to be off work. I called off work twice, back to back, and I don't usually do that because I said, girl, I gotta lay the fuck down. I can't do this. I can't breathe, bitch, and it hurts. It hurts. And getting sick while you're on vacation, that is irritating. All right. So, okay, she fine enough. I said, now, is it really a sinus infection? They gave you some antibiotics on the island. Now, how you know? Because you up and about. Like I said, that should have taken me down for a couple of days before I'm ready to get up and do anything. All right? Even with the pressure still there. I said, all right. So the girls go out. What else wound up happening? They went out. Well, Jazelle had talked to Kiana and said, listen, I want to talk to you because, she was giving the girls some the drinks or whatever. I think they went out. Girl, it don't matter. I just know some drinks was given that had names attached, okay? And they said, gave one after Jazelle then spilled the shit. Gave one to, what's her name? Ashley, called her Duchess Darby. Girl, you gonna need to change that name. I'm so tired of that name. You and that man ain't together no more. But I get it for the kids, I guess. I don't know. And then they gave a drink to, what's her name? Kiana, and it was called Jazelle Hater. Number one, Jazelle Hater. And she was like, what you talking about? Oh yeah, because this was when they was all out. And Wendy wasn't there. Okay, so this was still the night before when they was all out. And they gave the drinks or whatever. And Kiana was like, what are you talking about? Why are you calling me a Jazelle hater and all this stuff, whatever? And Jazelle said, this is what Wendy said. Wendy told me that you hated my ass, okay? And she was like, you know what? I don't even feel like going through this. She was like, that's cool. I'll talk about it when, Wendy get better, and we'll talk about it. So the next day, Jazelle had called Kiana and Wendy in the room together, but then they was like, let's talk about it in front of everybody, shit. And so that's just what happened. They went on ahead and talked about it in front of everybody. And basically, Jazelle said that Wendy had told her that, you couldn't stand her ass, that you hated her after that whole situation that happened at the club, when they had that G&A stuff, and when Kiana got into that fight, when she was trying to protect whoever she was trying to protect, and Candace from, Deborah, and she was like, you didn't check in on me and all this stuff, whatever. But they had already talked about it. So she was so confused as to why it's being brought up again. And I feel like, truth be told, if they spoke about it in New York and all of that, because she did bring it up at the reunion as well, that, Jazelle didn't talk to her, whatever, didn't check up on her after that whole incident. And I even think that Jazelle said something about the reason and why that didn't happen or whatever. We know Jazelle can be a selfish person, but at the same time, I totally understand where she's coming from, because first of all, I'm upset that this happened at my event. That's one. And I don't even rock with Jazelle like that, but Jazelle ain't been getting on my nerves, so therefore, I'm going to see the side that I need to see. And it's like, you did all of this stuff breaks out at my event. I don't really give a damn right now. And then my father is sick. And I got to hop on the plane. I got to go take care of my father. And he's in surgery. As soon as he get out of surgery, he's not getting better. And then he passes away. So, girl, I don't give a fuck about your face. Y'all fucked up my event. So, whatever happened, happened. You know what I'm saying? It's not my fault. But whatever happened, happened. And my bad if I didn't check in on you. And my bad that I put my father's health and all of that above whatever incident wound up happening at that event. Okay? So, I feel like Wendy, she kind of instigated that. Y'all got to be real. She instigated that, because if they had already spoke about that, why bring it back up? Why bring it back up to Jazelle? And then, Kiana was like, Well, bitch, you said that you the one that can't stand when Jazelle, you hated that bitch. She said, yeah, I sure enough did say that at that time, but I said that shit to her face. And Jazelle confirmed that. She said the shit to my face. That's the problem. And, Jazelle had to sit there and explain all of this whole situation with her father and him passing and everything. And then Tia comes through and was like, so you will never understand what it's like to lose a father because you never went through it. I understand where Jazelle is coming from because I lost my father as well 8 years ago. And that's a pain that you don't get over. Okay. But at the same time, I'm pretty sure she would have loved to have been there for you. But when you lose a parent and you're in that moment, you're not focused on anything else but your own grief at that moment. And I understand that you want to be validated. So yes, you should be validated, but you also got to understand where she's coming from and where her mind was at the same time. It probably wasn't that she was intentionally trying to ignore you. It's just that she had more pressing things in her life that was going on, which was her father and his health. You know what I'm saying? And I really do say that Tia came through and diffused the situation before it even escalated, because it was about to get heated. It was about to get heated just slightly. And I was like, why are we having this conversation when this was already explained and we already know this or whatever? And why do you, like, the girls be coming through and they be acting like they know these girls so much and these girls owe them like so much loyalty and you owe them loyalty and they supposed to always be there, especially when it's like your first full year on the show. That just reminds me of last week when Angel had sat there and talked to Jazelle and was like, and when you said all that and brought it up there, talked about, so I was a catfish, it just made me feel some type of way because it's like, I looked at you like a big sister, bitch. You just know her. You only know her for a couple of weeks. What do you mean a big sister, bitch? What are you talking about? See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, girl, everybody just be doing the most. Everybody just be doing the most. But thank God Tia was there to diffuse the situation before it got out of hand, which it didn't. And everything was all to the good. Girl, they went to go play in some water. They went to go play in some water. Everything was cool. Wendy was with them or whatever. The part that I really want to get to, Jazzy, girl, Jazzy turned out to be a little bit of a widow too. Okay, I don't know what was going on with her, baby. This trip is partly for you, so keep on your happy face. All right, now they was eating or whatever, and Tia was like, you know what? Well, Jazzy, let me say something to you. I just felt some type of way about the fact that when that whole situation came up about Angel being the catfish and touching up the pictures and all that, and, trying to say that, yeah, it do look like it and we all do it, and then you trying to tell me that I touch up my pictures and my stuff look photoshopped and all that stuff, whatever. And I was like, yeah, thank you, And so therefore, you want to know what? That made me want to go look at your shit. And I see that the majority of your pictures are touched up too. Here go, Jazzy. First of all, a good 85% of my pictures are not touched up, okay? But let me tell you something, bitch. All right? You was up here trying to tell me that Mr. Sunshine, the owner of that restaurant, was trying to look at me and trying to say that I was cute or whatever 14 days before my wedding. I said, what the fuck is going on? Mind you, Tia was about to bust out laughing. Tia was looking like, because I'm sorry, I would have been like, you see how my face was with the, bitch, what are you talking about? I couldn't even get mad at it, bitch. I would have started laughing too, like, girl, what is going on? Why are you so upset? What is this coming from? I'm just saying, bitch, you up here talking about my pictures. I was going to go look at your pictures, baby. We all touching up stuff. What is happening? And talk about your man. And, okay, you having a little sensitivity because of your whole situation. Your man was cheating on you, had a couple of babies on you. Okay, fine. And Ashley said, ain't nobody trying to be tripping over you and trying to get with Mr. Sunshine or whatever compared to Darius. Okay, like, ain't nobody tripping over that. But, bitch, when they did that side by side, Mr. Sunshine looked like he Darius' daddy. So maybe that's why. I don't know. He looked like he could be his daddy. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I said, so Jazzy, is that what it was? You did see him and him. But, it was just really misplaced and really just out of the ordinary. I was just really confused. Everybody was confused. They was like, tone that shit down. Okay, let's not do that. You know. Moving on from that, another thing that we need to talk about, fuck everything else. Let's get to the little slutty bachelorette party or whatever that they was finna have. Now they going from the restaurant, and Angel and Jazzy was having a little conversation. And according to Stacy, it got a bit heated, okay? She was like, oh my God, I never seen her like this, and saying all the things that she was saying. Mind you, they were mic'd off, okay? They weren't really on the cameras, but, it was some things that was going on. And so she was a little confused because she never seen that side of Angel. Okay, cool. And when they was getting ready, not Angel, but Wendy had asked Stacy, what was that all about? And she was like, I have no idea, but some stuff was going on because I ain't never seen her like that or hear those words and her talk the way that she talked, because Angel was up there saying, this wired hair, snagger tool, some bitch, dish. And I was like, damn, bitch, what you talking about? Now, at first, people was on Twitter trying to figure it out last week and thinking that she was talking about one of the girls. And I was like, shit, how we get there? But come to find out, it wasn't one of the girls on the cast. It was somebody that we don't even know. And I was just like, girl, so you bringing outside problems here on a trip? I can't stand a bitch that come on a trip and just, first of all, it's free. It is free. And you gonna come on a free trip. Mind you, you almost got kicked off the island and you almost got fined because you didn't read the instruction, bringing the camouflage and all that stuff. That was what we should have known. This shit was going to go downhill with Angel from that point on, bitch. Okay? Like, she been Debbie Downer this whole damn time. It's a free trip, bitch, and it's to an island. I'm outside the country. I ain't never heard of this before. Okay, they treated me well. Girl, I'm in my own little villa and all that stuff. Alcohol galore. Girl, I'm finna have a good ass time. Leave my worries back in the States, bitch. Okay, we'll take care of that when we get back to Potomac, all right? Fuck all of that. We finna have fun here, all right? We gonna have to, bitch, go drink something. What? I was so confused, okay? Girl, I was just like, whatever. Because she over there talking, and it's the slutty thing or whatever. But before we get to the actual event, the whole Jazzy wedding, and then when they asked if Stacy was gonna come, and Stacy said, well, I mean, I assumed that I might be there, She did ask me if I could be one of her matrons of honor or whatever, but I opted out to say no because I have a business that's about to happen, my cannabis line, and I really want to be there and make sure that goes off without a hitch, and this is my legacy that I want to leave to Arabella. And I said, okay, Stacy, girl, shut up. Stacy. Yeah. Jazelle said, if it wasn't for the fact that she realized that Jazzy was there, Stacy probably wouldn't give a shit about that goddamn wedding. You know what? Honestly, I don't want to say that because I feel like she probably would have, but I could see it happen. Y'all believe that? But anyway, so they getting ready for the little slutty thing, whatever. Everybody gonna be dressing up real naughty, real sexy, real all of that. Angel, of course, comes out, I guess, as a naughty angel. Angel, your stuff would have been better if you would have came out with a little bit of red or something like that. I know your thing was a little short and all that or whatever, but if it would have been a little red or some other color, that would have set it off for me because, it was boring. Stacy ass. Guten Tag, bitch, what in the Heidi German is going on? Girl, I said, what is sexy about this, girlfriend? She said, this is German version of sexy. Girl, I said, girl, get the... Stacy is fun. They can't get rid of her. I'm so sorry. She is comic relief for me, okay? Because as soon as I saw her, I was just like Wendy. Wendy sitting there in a goddamn cat suit with her boobs just spilling, okay? They were luscious, hard looking, and they were just spilling, okay? And then you go over there and you see goddamn Stacy, and I said, now, Stacy, what the fuck is this? You look like you about to go milk some cows, okay? You look like you're about to say, grandfather, grandfather. You know, if you seen Heidi, Shirley Temple, you know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. That's what you look like you're about to go do, okay? You look like you're about to say, the hills are alive with the sound of music. What is happening? I said, that is sexy. You know what, Timo like it. You into all this German stuff. Bitch, Stacy and my uncle would get along. Cause you know when you had to, he was into all the German stuff. I didn't understand it. When he was in school, you know they had to pick a language to take: Spanish, French, Japanese. He chose German. I said, what? German. Guten Tag. I said, oh, okay. You know, so they're getting and let me get into Ashley. Look, hated it. Hated it. It was like, girl, what? You look, you know, when somebody tried too hard to be a certain thing, that's what I felt like she did. She tried too hard and it just didn't flow over me. Maybe because I don't find Ashley attractive. I don't know. And not saying that she's an ugly girl, I just don't find her attractive in that way. Like, she's not ugly. She's a nice looking woman, but she's not, I'm just not attracted to her. And I'm just like, girl, she just look, yeah, no. Jazelle actually looked fucking good. I said, bitch, what the fuck? Miss Ringmaster? I said, God damn it, Jazelle. What the fuck? I said, this probably one of the best looks that you looked in a long time, Jazelle. God damn. Tia said, I'm gonna be a little sexy, but I'm gonna be modest with it. You see this little thigh? That's all the thigh you're gonna see, because I opened it up and I'm closing it back up. Yeah, it's a little fishnets right here, but that you ain't gonna see it. I said, Tia, you could have stayed at home, but you know, I liked it. She said, bitch, you gotta peek, okay? I can't give it to you. Or, you know, of course, like I said, Wendy had the titties just there. Kiana, she wanted to be a sexy cowgirl. Whatever. Jazzy came out being the sexy bride, I guess, with the thong. So then everybody going around and they supposed to give Jazzy a lap dance, everybody. Ashley do her lap dance, and Ashley being Ashley, bitch. Ashley wound up writing something on her checks, a D for Darius, and then licking it off. Ashley now let me tell you something. The girls like playing with each other. The girls like playing with each other. Because Jazelle made me fucking laugh when Angel left. And she was like, oh my God, what the hell is going on? See, I was supposed to see Wendy and Ashley fuck around with each other. And then we supposed to get drunk. And that's how the night was supposed to end. What is happening? The girls like playing with each other. And why straight women like doing that? I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Y'all be playing with y'all girlfriends like that. Y'all girlfriends. Not y'all girlfriends. Y'all girlfriends. Y'all like to kiss each other when you're drunk. That's what y'all classify as fun. You fake lesbians. Okay. So then, you know, they do all of that. What's her name? Stacy said, I'm finna give you a German spanking or some shit. I ain't even gonna lie. Stacy did kind of come through because I thought she was gonna tap her ass a little bit. Now, Jazzy, when you bent over, that ass kind of did jiggle. I said, okay. You know, and it kind of spread. It gave me very much Lisa Rinna when she was up at Andy Cohen's baby shower and she got up on the goddamn table and them lips spread when she bent. I said, that bitch, why would you do that? It was giving similar, but it was okay for that situation. And Stacy whooped that ass one time, and I said, okay, Stacy, maybe. And then, you know, Angel wanted to put some cuffs on her. And, you know what, Jazzy, girl, you can have it. You kind of turned me off a little bit when you did that. Listen, I love a double jointed bitch. But the way you flipped that arm back into the front, I said, hold on, what in the Megan 2.0 was going on? Don't give me no tricks like that. Okay, I'd be confused in a bit. Wait, what am I supposed to do with that? And then Angel is just, they asked her what the hell is going on. She feeling some type of way. And basically, what had happened was, when she was out there in Chicago, her and Bobby got together. some girl that was a wag or whatever, she befriended. This person basically told his agent and some other people that he worked with that basically Angel had stole some money from his account and was basically trying to trick him into marrying her and have a baby, trap him and all that stuff, whatever. And then, mind you, Jazzy said, well, it was another bitch that told me this and said basically that you was a nasty person. They didn't have a pleasant interaction. You're a mean person and all this stuff. And honestly, I hate to say this, Angel, but I can kind of see it because, girl, what is going on with you? Maybe you, and I got to keep on remembering that this is a woman that is going through hormones and everything. She just had a baby. We literally heard her say, hold on a minute, let me go pump in this episode. So maybe that's why she's highly sensitive. But I just feel like if this is the case, baby, maybe you should have stayed home. Maybe you should have stayed home. Because then she gets in her feelings because they asked, like they was telling her, girl, if this shit happened so long ago, don't even fucking worry about it. Why you letting this get to you? Because the lady, allegedly, the lady had messaged Jazzy about Angel. And Angel said it's misinformation and all that stuff. I feel like Jazzy did the right thing by telling Angel what was going on. And like they said, she didn't sell it until in front of the group. She told her with the mics off, the cameras wasn't even on her, whatever. We didn't know the whole logistics of the conversation. We only got the tail end when somebody put a camera up there underneath or whatever. She didn't tell it in front of the whole group, and she still didn't bring it up. Somebody else had to ask in order for her to bring it up, and I feel like Angel wanted them to ask because you were sitting there soaking the whole time trying to make it seem like, oh girl, what's wrong with you? You want some attention? It was giving very much that. And they was like, bitch, this happened in 2016. Fuck that, bitch. You done got the man, you got the husband, you got the baby, you got the life. Don't give a fuck about her. And it was like, so are you upset at the situation or you bothered by Jazzy? And she gonna say something at this point, I don't know. Bitch, what do you mean? Jazzy didn't do shit. And are you trying to say like she breaking up stuff to you or whatever that happened? She don't fucking know you. And so she honestly didn't even have to tell you this. I thought she was being a real one by telling you what was going on. And now you feeling some type of way that the bitch might, girl. Anyway, Angel, you don't have to come back. I tried with you, girlfriend, but you don't have to come back. You don't have to come back. But that was the episode. If I missed some stuff, girl, tell me about it. Put it in the comments. I gotta go put a towel on my eye because now it's dry shit. I'll see y'all later. Enjoy your week. Please start it off great. Be warm, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.